Hi guys, welcome to today's video. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're well, having a good day, whatever it is you're up to. So as you can see by the title, today we are talking about the Jouer Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer. Now this is not a new product, I'm sure you all know, but I picked it up recently. It had been on my list for a while and then I had seen the Nikkietutorials. It's apparently her favourite concealer, so I really wanted to try it. So I picked this up in the shade Wheat. I picked this up from Beauty Bay. I have not tried this yet, haven't even swatched it, so I'm hoping it is going to be a good shade match for me. I already have foundation on. As you can tell, I am testing out the new Nabla Close Up Foundation today. So it says on the back, Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer offers full coverage with hyaluronic acid and resveratrol to achieve a creaseless soft matte finish while correcting and smoothing skin imperfections. Hyaluronic acid, paraben-free, matte, dermatologist tested. Okay, so this claims to be creaseless, which is kind of one of the biggest kind of complaints that I would have when it comes to concealers, and also some of them can be quite drying. So the first ingredient here is a type of silicones. Obviously it is silicone based, so it should be quite smoothing. So I will swatch it first. I will show you. That's it there. This beautiful packaging in typical Jouer fashion. I have their blush duo and it's really nice. So I said this is in the shade Wheat. And this has how many mils of product? This has 4.14 mils of product. It says made in Korea. That's interesting. I can't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but I will put it up on the screen here. Oh, I've just seen here, it has Jouer kind of like imprinted, I won't be able to see that, all over the lid. Don't think you'll be able to see it, but it's pretty cool. Wow, feels very luxurious. So, okay. Nice big doe foot applicator. Seems to collect quite a lot of the product in the middle. And if I just swatch it here for you. Okay. Looks like it would be a good colour for me. I typically like a brighter under eye. So hopefully this works. So I have a sponge here that I'm going to use. It's the Nabla sponge. I'm going to put on the e.l.f. under eye primer because I always use this now before concealer. I just find it hydrates your under eye and stops it creasing quite as bad. I wasn't going to use that primer, but I thought I should because I use it now all the time with my concealer, so it just seems fair that I would use it. Okay, so I'm going to put it in on this side. Okay, I actually probably could have went a lighter colour. Now this is supposed to be very high coverage. And the problem with high coverage concealers is they're often very drying. Okay, it doesn't dry down straight away, it's still a little bit tacky, so you do have some playtime with it, which I like. It can be quite stressful when they dry down really fast and you're trying to get 2 eyes done. So that's the side with the concealer and that's without. It's very brightening. You can see there it looks quite luminous, quite hydrating, which I like in a concealer. Now I have a bit more redness on this side to cover, so that will be the kind of true test. Now I've used the usual amount because I didn't know how much or how little I should use, so you can see them there. This side is creased a little bit. I'm going to set that with my usual Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I don't have a concealer that I think would be really comparable to this one because I do have some that would have similar kind of formula, like they feel quite light and they're hydrating, but they wouldn't have as high coverage as this. So this could be a nice hybrid if it works out. That concealer you can probably see is actually matching that foundation shade. I didn't plan that. That was not something I even thought of doing. I normally prefer having my concealer, as I said, a shade lighter than the foundation. Obviously choosing your shade online is always difficult, but I think if I was to use a slightly darker foundation, which I think I do have, this concealer would obviously look brighter. But I do like it. I liked the fact that straight away it was quite hydrating. Now I have powdered there, so it doesn't look quite as much, but I have to powder because I have creases under my eyes. I'll be interested to see how this wears and if it can also be used as a eyeshadow primer. So what I will do is I will do a check-in later to let you know how it's wearing. Has it kind of broken down? Is it holding up? I'd be interested to see. I mean, it doesn't claim to be a long wearing, but I want to see, does it stay creaseless? I don't think any concealer can claim to be creaseless. This is not a criticism of the brand. They all try to sell their products. It's part of marketing, I understand. But I don't think any concealer is creaseless because most of us have, unless you have, you know, I don't know, do you get filler under your eyes? I don't know. I don't know enough about that stuff. But generally most of us have creases under our eyes. And of course, any kind of liquid or cream product you put there is going to sink in naturally. So that's why you pat out the creases and you put some powder on top to keep them at bay. Now, some people are saying that using powder actually makes their creases worse because it dries out the skin. I try to counteract that by using the Hydrating Under Eye Primer by e.l.f., which I've been loving so far. So I will speak to you guys in a little bit. Hi, I'm back. So it has been about 8 hours since I've applied the concealer. So I just wanted to basically do a check-in. I haven't really been looking at my face much in the mirror today, and I haven't done any touch-ups really, so I'm just going to have a look. Sorry, I did do one tiny touch-up. Sorry, so I'm pointing at the camera. I did do one tiny touch-up after I did my video of the concealer. I filmed a video of this eye look, and I had some fall down, so I had to kind of correct that a tiny bit with the concealer, so I had to put a tiny bit more on top. But that was it. So I'll zoom you guys in first to show you. So to be honest, there's really like not overly exaggerated creasing. The camera, it's funny, the camera always makes you look better. Like in real life I can see some more lines, but they almost are non-existent in the camera. I mean, if I was to do this, you can see them, but I'm not going to be going around, you know, like this, so it doesn't really matter. I'd say if you didn't set this concealer, it would crease a lot more. No, I am really happy with it. I do wish I'd gotten perhaps a lighter shade, but like I said, I will try the concealer with one of my other kind of slightly darker foundations and it should come up brighter then, or I could even maybe mix it with something else. Checking the price there again, it is €20. So it is definitely up there in price. Jouer are kind of like a mid-range brand. They're definitely not, I wouldn't consider them drugstore because generally drugstore concealers are half that price at least. I have to say that when I first put it on, it definitely felt like, I can tell there's hyaluronic acid in it. It definitely felt luminous, hydrating. You could see that at the time when I was applying it. And obviously then powder makes it more matte. But so I'd say if you had a drier skin type, it'd probably really good for spot concealing, or just all, if you want to just put some all over your face, it would probably work like that as well. My under eyes tend to get quite dry, so I can't go too heavy on the powder. Next time I try it, I will probably use less powder, and I might also use a bit less just to see, do I still get that coverage, because it is, you know, boasting high coverage. Yeah, I mean, I can't complain. It could have looked a lot worse by now, and it really hasn't. I'll probably also try to test it without that e.l.f. under eye primer underneath, because I'm wondering did that maybe help to make it stick a bit better. I'd be curious to see, would I get the same results without using that kind of primer? I think you probably would, because like I said, it has that hydrating ingredient in the hyaluronic acid, so it probably does last. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm clearly very tired. Let me know your thoughts, how you think it looks. Have you got this? Are you interested in getting it? You know, do you think it's worth the hype? Do you think the results I got make it worth €20? Let me know. I'd really like to hear your thoughts, and as always, you can follow me on my Instagram if you would like. I'll leave the handle down here. I'd be delighted to have you over there. And if you have not already, please subscribe if you'd like to see more. It really helps me out, and you can ring the notification bell down there so you don't miss any future uploads. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys.